Class is in session. Welcome to the Hitting the Book show for Tuesday, August 18th. Ian Cameron, Connor Mack is back today after missing yesterday, ready to break down the Tuesday MLB slate. We'll jump right into it because we've got ourselves a full loaded Tuesday slate here in MLB, and we will begin with the New York Yankees taking on the Baltimore Orioles. Carlos Rodon, we have not seen him in a long time, finally off the IR, back in the rotation for the Yanks. Shane Baz for the Orioles. Even money, 8.5 the total. I mean, I'm going to take the Orioles here and Derek Rodon to be sharp in his first start. I'm not sure I'm willing to trust him to be that way. The fear is the Orioles are not great against lefties. I understand that. But we haven't pitched in a while like Rodon. I'm not ready to put money on you, especially with a team that just can't hit behind you. We know the Yankees have had issues scoring runs. It's been a real problem for them offensively. They've just not gotten many clutch hits. Rodon's got to be lights out, in my opinion, to give the Yankees a chance with how much they're scuffling at the plate. And that's a problem to me because I don't trust him to be dominant here in his first start in quite a long time. We have not seen Rodon pitch since June 28th. So we're talking about nearly 2 months on the shelf here for Rodon. And his numbers before, 3.3, not bad. Baz, meanwhile, for the Orioles, and this Baltimore team, I like the way they're playing. I mean, they almost swept 4 straight against Tampa Bay. They fell short 7-6 last night, but boy, they had a lead and let it get away. But what a series it was for them. Baz had been pitching pretty well in 3 starts. He got into some trouble in his last start. Minnesota roughed him up for 5 runs. We'll see if he can bounce back here against the Yankees. I will say this, the Yankees have been pretty rough on Baz. He does not have a good track record against this team. But I'm still willing to give the Orioles a look here. I like their form better than the Yankees, and I don't know if I were going to get vintage A-plus Rodon here in his first start in 2 months. C-Mac, what do you think here? Yanks, Orioles?
Yeah, and Rodon, some of these starts here, he got touched up a little bit, and this last one he's pretty good. I don't know what we're going to get. I think it's telling in this line that the Orioles are live, right? Because I think this, to me, would be a lot bigger. I mean, look at this Yankees lineup. It's got a bunch of lefties, of course, but, man, these guys don't hit. They just don't fucking hit. And it's been showing. Yeah, the O's.
If you take care of again. Garcia, you're good against this lineup right now.
Yeah, nothing against Garcia. He's not a cleanup hitter. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
The guy's not good. It was a good trade, blah, blah, blah. But I think he's more of a guy in the 6 hole. But, yeah, they blew it yesterday. I don't love the bullpen. But I think, just starting to play a little looser, maybe this O's team. I do like him better at home. So I don't mind it. I haven't bet it. But this was a big, big card. But I definitely looked at the O's here. I would look at him first 5. You mentioned Baz. It's not – both these guys have been hit a little bit when you went through the numbers. Yep. There's a few – these guys finally get going. They need like Henderson, who has, I don't know, decent numbers. What was he, 3 for 12? Nothing great. But guys like that need to go for this Orioles team because their bats all year seem like they've done nothing.
All right.
That's why I haven't backed him. Fuck. He sucked.
Very interesting next game here. San Francisco and Cleveland. I don't have much here. I mean, Wisenhunt versus Griffin. Cleveland -180, -190. Home favorites, 8 the total. It's a pass for me. I mean, I like Griffin and Cleveland. I just don't want to take them at this price. He's a pitcher I kind of want to back. It's funny. He was a member of the Nationals, and he faced San Francisco back in June as a member of the Nationals. He actually pitched great. 1 run, 6 hits, 6 innings, but that was that crazy comeback San Francisco had, 11-10, where Washington was up like 10-3 or something and blew the game. Even though Griffin pitched very well against the Giants in that game as a member of the Washington Nationals. Now he'll pitch against them again, this time as a member of the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland would be the lean, but absolutely not ever am I going to take the Guardians at this price. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, that's the problem, even with Griffin on the mound here. Wisenhunt has just been a stay off. We talked about it, I think. I just can't back him at all. But the Giants can't hit. They can't hit lefties. I mean, this fucking team is horrible. But I got to say, I think there's value now with them. This is creeping up with a Guardians team that just doesn't score a ton of runs. So I think there's value with the Giants. I think this is the time of year you got to maybe take some shots. And I think the Like it'd be Giants or nothing here. Cleveland too, reeling a little bit right here. What's their record? They're 4 games under 5 games under 500, right?
Yeah, they're not in a wild card spot anymore. Nope.
They've lost, I don't know what. They've had 2 wins in their last 8 games. I mean, they're just, I don't trust them at all, even with Griffin on the mound. I think Giants worth a little shot here, this plus price, but plus 180.
Yeah, Wisenhunt scares me, but he was not.
He scares the shit out of him
against Houston. He pitched a little better, 1 run, 5.2 innings, and Giants did win that game. So maybe he can pitch okay here. Yeah,
I doubt it. Sometimes you gotta this is baseball.
Yeah,
anything rolls, and that's what makes it so crazy.
Yeah,
it just even seemed like the team like the Dodgers will, these. It's not like basketball. You touch the ball. These guys like baseball is so long with the pitchers. It's just a little bit of a different sport. Where I think there can be more upsets, which we see all the time.
All right, Detroit and Pittsburgh. We've got Kiter Montero, Braxton Ashcraft on the mound. Pittsburgh minus 150. Home favorites at PNC, 7.5, 8 the total. System play for me. I think we've mentioned this every time Ashcraft starts. 19-5 to the over in his 24 starts this year for the Pirates. He gets hit sometimes, and then but they give him run support most of his starts. Look at the last start. It went over the total because they scored 13 runs against Miami the last time he pitched. So it's a 19-5 system play with Braxton Ashcraft starts going over the total. So that's what I'm on here. Tigers, Pirates over. I think they can hit Montero a bit. Montero hasn't been as good the last few starts. He gave up 5 runs to San Francisco. He was better against Cleveland, but this is the thing. He's kind of been bad, good, bad, good. He's off a good start. It's probably maybe a not-so-good start tonight for Kiter Montero here for Detroit. Meanwhile, I like the way the Tigers are hitting. I think they can get to Ashcraft at least a little bit. Neither bullpen's been great. So, yeah, another over for me, and that was an easy one last night with Detroit and Pittsburgh over the total. C-Mac, what do you think? Tigers, Pirates?
Yeah, this is a lot of over-love money. There's some 7.5, so this is dropped. You talked about the numbers with Ashcraft, and they hit for him, but I don't really trust this Pittsburgh team. One thing is, I won't look in this initially. I think the Tigers have the value. What's weird, they're backing him kind of a public dog. The line's going the other way here a bit. Nothing crazy, but it's moved 10, 15 cents to the Pirates. I don't like to see that, but I just don't think the Pirates should be this price. I don't give a rat's ass, period. So I think the Tigers are alive here, first 5.
All right, Tigers first 5 for C-Mac.
I don't even mind the team total either, but
yep.
I think this price is good enough. Just first 5.
All right, Toronto, Tampa Bay, Jose Soriano, Nick Martinez, Tampa Bay minus 135, minus 140, home favorites. Total here sitting at 7.5, shaded to the under here in this game. I mean, the under is the first thing that stands out here because the Jays just offensively still haven't been great. I know they've won. They've been actually playing some really good baseball. 7-3, they're half a game out of the wild card now. But it's more so their pitching than they're hitting. They're still only scoring 3-4 runs on average, but their pitching's been lights out. Everyone's been pitching well. Bieber's pitching well. All of a sudden, Justin Bieber, Shane Bieber's pitching well. Cease continues to be lights out. Scherzer, the old man, has even pitched well the last few starts. And this guy, since he's arrived with the Jays, Jose Soriano, is pitching very well. In fact, he pitched well with the Angels before the trade. So I like his form. And by the way, Jose Soriano pitched against the Rays earlier this year with the Angels, shut him out in 5 innings, and the Angels won that game 8-0. I think the Jays are live here. And I know they've had all kinds of problems with Tampa Bay. I'm fully aware of how the Rays have dominated this team this season. What's the what's the record? 8-2 in the last 10 meetings for the Rays. But the Rays are vulnerable right now. Like, they've just lost 3 of 4 against Baltimore. They could have easily lost every game in that series. Nick Martinez is pitching well. I get it. But last start, 4 runs, 8 hits against the A's. He was good against Colorado before that. Then he got roughed up by the White Sox. The bottom line is he's given up 10 runs in his last 19 innings. He's starting to get hit a little bit, Nick Martinez, just a little bit. So, and I think Toronto was, really trying to make this playoff push at this point in time. So I think Toronto's worth a little. It's not a confident bet because the Jays have problems with the Rays going back years, but I think there's some value in this price with Soriano, the way he's pitching, and just the way the Jays bullpen's been pitching much better lately too. So it's probably a low-scoring game. I think the Jays have a chance to squeak it out, 3-2, 4-2 type of game. So lean under. I'm going to take a shot with the Jays here. C-Mac, what do you think? Toronto, Tampa.
Yeah, I think it's under nothing. I think Martinez is going to pitch better here, even though some of these Jays get to him. You know, Springer owns him, is one, right? He's 8 for 19. He hasn't done shit lately, right?
Yeah, he
Springer?
struggled.
I mean,
yeah. And Vlad's
this guy's
on
got
the IL.
1 RBI. He's on the finally hits a couple home runs and he's fucking gone. See ya to the IL. He's had 1 RBI in his last 12 games or something like that, Springer. So he's in the 4-hole. Maybe they go. Jays, yeah, winning some. Like, if they're going to win, they need good pitching. Fuck. This team can't hit.
Nope. So
that's more the under for me as well. I'm stay off the side. I do think Soriano, there's a little value with the Blue Jays. I'm not going to be involved here on the side.
I think it's value, but again, they could lose 2-1. You know, that's just, they've done that a lot where they got the pitching and they don't get the hitting. We'll see if
Rays have owned him.
Yeah,
we talked about this year so far.
Oh, they have. There's no doubt. But it's very interesting. Tampa open -150. It's been some Jays love here. The numbers come down. We'll see if that leads to a victory tonight for Toronto as they try to make a playoff.
Yeah, it has come down. 20 cents or so. Yeah,
about 20-cent move. All right, St. Louis and Cincinnati. We've got Kyle Leahy and Andrew Abbott. St. Louis -115 to -120. Road favorites, 9 the total. I'm on the Cardinals, man. This is a team that's rolling, playing well, hitting. All of a sudden, they had that ice cold, bad losing streak, and now they're 7-3 in their last 10, and they came this close to sweeping the day-night doubleheader against Cincinnati yesterday. But unfortunately, Peter Strzelecki ended up blowing the save in the 9th inning last night.
Stroke bum.
Yeah, not good. Otherwise, the Cardinals were going to win that. I think they bounce right back here against Andrew Abbott and the Reds. Andrew Abbott's just not consistent. He's been a big disappointment, man. This is supposed to be one of their better starters, and he's just not consistent enough. He gave up 5 runs, 7 hits to the White Sox in his last start. He's had some trouble with the Cardinals in the past. Meanwhile, Leahy, who I started out the season wanting to bet against, not really liking all that much, all he does is go out there and give a good, solid effort and start every time. 2 runs or less now in 5 straight starts for Leahy. He goes 5 or 6 innings. They're the better team, better lineup, better form right now, the Cardinals anyway. So I like St. Louis here as a small road favorite. C-Mac, what do you think here? Cards, Reds.
Well, I wouldn't trust Leahy here on the road, though. That's the thing. I would take the Cards. If they do it, I think they score runs. I'd take their team total here, first 5, because I think they could get to Abbott. You mentioned that game yesterday. I thought was the best over. Thank God it got there. The 6-5 yesterday. We have one more of these. I think it's just kind of over you have to take. They don't always are that, turn out like that. But I think that we got one coming up here today on the card. But yeah, I think the Cardinals, I don't want this Reds team. I mean, I know they won. This team, I can't fucking figure this team. I talk about it all the time on here. And this price, they're at home. Like, fuck no. With Abbott on the mound, I don't. Does this baseball team do anything good?
Burleson home run, I like too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's starting to hit again a little bit lately. He's a guy. He could hit 30 bombs. Well, how many home runs has he got? 19 or 20?
Yeah, he's got, I think, 20 at least. Yeah. How many? Let me just look that up. How many he's got? But yeah,
he made a lot of cash with him, especially early on in the year. But I think he can finish the year.
21 now, Burleson. Wow.
Dude, the guy's like a beer truck driver. I mean, he's fucking for sure. He's got pop. So yeah, I like the Cards. Team total here.
All right, on we go to Miami, Philadelphia. We've got Cade Gibson, Zach Wheeler in the sky keeps on turning. Zach Wheeler for Philadelphia. That's
there it is.
Song. I finally posted the music video the other day of that song. It's a great Journey song. Phenomenal. We've got Philadelphia.
Is that your favorite Journey song?
It's up there. There's a few others.
What's better?
For me, it's not "Don't Stop Believing." That's it's a classic, but I've heard it a million times. There's other songs I like more than "Don't Stop Believing." Pick another one. I think the "Separate Ways" is really good. That's up there. "Wheel in the Sky" is up there. That solo hit Steve Perry did. "Oh Sherry," I actually like. "Oh Sherry, hold on." All right, that's enough.
Yeah, getting the octave up there, ripping that.
Exactly. Here's the thing. I kind of want to back Miami here, believe it or not. And I know it's Wheeler on the mound, but the Marlins almost won last night. That bullpen is just a disaster waiting to happen for Philadelphia. They almost blew it last night for Sanchez. Ended up hanging on 6-5. What are we going to get from Cade Gibson? That's the problem. He's going to open. Actually, Tyler Phillips is going to be the primary pitcher here for the Marlins tonight. We'll see. Phillips struggled against the Pirates in his last start. He did only give up 2 runs or fewer 3 straight starts before that. Here's the thing with Wheeler. He's overall for the season, his numbers have still been excellent. There's no doubt. But these last 2 starts have been not his best. 4 runs, 7 hits allowed to the Blue Jays. 5 runs, 6 hits allowed to St. Louis in his last start. He was not at his absolute best in that last one. In the last 2 starts we've seen him. We know the bullpen's not exactly locking it down. It's always a sweat right now, late in the game with the Phillies bullpen. I think I actually took just a tiny little smidgen of the Marlins at plus 200 here in this game tonight. Just think it's a big price right now. Maybe this game could creep over the total as well. That's kind of where I look here. Yeah, of course, any way you want it. That's top 5 Journey song for me from Caddyshack, of course. That's what we remember it from. That's up there. Good call, Nicholas Handy. But yeah, Marlins are over. I leaned in those 2 directions here. C-Mac, how about you with the fish and the fills?
I think you have to take the Marlins. This seems like a good spot for Wheeler, who's had some success in the Marlins. Have hit him a little bit, of course, in his career. I think Lopez is, of course, a guy to look at. Has some good numbers. So I don't know, back-to-back, he's given a 4 earn. It seems like he'd have a good start here. But the price is crazy here. For the Phillies, it was even higher.
Yep.
This has come down. This is a division game. I know I don't love the pitching. I don't love both these bullpens, really. But it's like you got to take the Marlins here, I think. The value's with them. Who gets it up late? And do I want the Marlins first 5? I don't know. Against Wheeler, I'd just go full game here. I think there's some value with them. Plus 200, plus 210.
All right, good stuff. We got Arizona, Boston next up. Merrill Kelly and Ranger Suarez, the pitching matchup here. Boston minus 170, home favorite, 7.5 the total. My goodness, what a disaster with the call on the best bet yesterday. It was Arizona. My God, that was ugly. They ended up losing 11-1. I did not see that one coming. That I thought Bratt would pitch a little bit better, but I didn't see Boston pitching shutting down Arizona like that. I'm a little reluctant to take Arizona tonight, especially Kelly. You keep waiting for Kelly to get on a run, and he's just so inconsistent, so up and down. And the thing about Boston is they've been hitting well at Fenway, and they showed it again last night. I could see Kelly getting hit here by this Red Sox team. The question's going to be, what does Suarez do? Maybe Red Sox team total over. I lean full game over just because it's 7.5. 7.5 is pretty low. I think Boston could score some runs. What could Arizona do against Suarez? That's the question. But Suarez isn't pitching deep into games right now. So I do lean over 7.5 and the Red Sox team total as well over. C-Mac, how about you? Arizona and Boston.
This is tough, this game, because Kelly just got ripped, which he was pitching a little bit better till the last start. But he's been fucking horrible all year long. I just remember last year Suarez got tagged by the D-backs.
Yes,
twice, opening day.
That's kind of why I like this over too. Yep.
And then at the end of the year, it was one of his last starts after he had that great season the rest of the way. So that gives me pause here with the Red Sox. Yeah, I think if you take the team total. But man, I think the D-backs, God, Kelly, he's just a shell of himself, these days it seems like. So I don't love the lineup here for the D-backs. They have a few guys out. Perdomo's in 4th. Moreno's in 3rd. But Vargas had the good numbers. Carroll's got a few homers, even Perdomo. So, man, I want the D-backs. This is like the lean, I think, today. It's like the dog I want to take. Redheaded stepchild.
Yep.
D-backs.
Leaning D-backs, yeah. After last night, like I said, it's tough to back. I'm just sticking.
It just gets over, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sticking primarily to this over tonight. rather than Arizona. I worry about Kelly. Kelly's road numbers have not been good either. All right, San Diego and New York Mets. Robbie Ray, Zach Thornton. This was another tough beat. I mean, I had the Padres. They lose 2-1. They had 1 million base runners thrown out at home by that fucking outfield.
Crazy that game. It was 2-1 after the first, too, right?
I know. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's a problem right now with the Padres could have won that game last night. They had 1 million base runners thrown out. They out-hit the Mets, but ended up losing the game. It's unfortunately, Padres pitching was good, but again, I lean the Padres. I like the way they're playing, but this is different. Like, they were a dog last night. Now they're a favorite slightly on the road with Robbie Ray, who I don't fully trust, quite honestly. So it's a little bit different. I'm probably feeling more likely to lay off taking San Diego tonight, give them a break for one night. Thornton's actually been decent a little bit, so not much here for me. C-Mac, anything? Padres, Mets?
There seeming there's going to be runs in this game. I want the under, flat out. I want the under with these two. I know, like, Padres hit a little bit bad, but all year they haven't hit lefties, and the Mets have started to swing it a little bit better the last few weeks. And score some runs. But, man, I think they're showing, though, Robbie Ray hasn't really been hit. He had that start where his first start he gave up 4, right? He was back to pretty good again. He gave up 2. This is one, if I get beat, I get beat. I have to be on the first 3 here, under 2.5. I got to find the best number with it, though.
All right, there you go. First 3 innings.
If it's going to happen, I want these starters. I don't want the bullpen, especially the Mets.
Yeah, exactly. Especially their Mets bullpen beyond the early portion. Yeah, that's exactly the great thing about betting those first 5 innings totals. Atlanta, Minnesota, Tyler Malley and Zebby Matthews. Atlanta -135, road favorites, 9 the total. So I had another one that went again. Like, the totals were great last night for me. The sides were bad. So that's the problem with last night. It was a good night with totals. It was a bad night with sides. I had the Braves. They didn't get it done. Perez got roughed up in the first inning. But this is a good team off a loss. They're a good bounce-back team. Zebby Matthews is awful right now. I have no issues fading him right now. Give me Atlanta money line. Give me Atlanta first 5 team total over. Connor Mack special, 2.5. Full game team total over 4. We're really hammering Zebby Matthews. I think he stinks, this guy. He's absolutely awful. I'm sick of hearing the hype. I'm sick of hearing it. He's just not very good. Braves bounce back after losing last night. And the Twins I don't trust to win 2 in a row. So, yeah, I like Atlanta multiple ways tonight. Money line and the team totals, both. C-Mac, what do you think here? Braves, Twinks.
Shout out to the chat, everyone in here. Joey, Man Bear Pig, Art, Jay Peasy, a guy in here. LA, baby. Nicholas Handy, Gerald Jones, everyone of Old E. Good to see you, my dude. Up in here. Everyone else, Thomas Corbett, as always, my guy in the green, Brian, all the regulars.
Yeah, appreciate everyone joining us. Great crowd in the chat today. Thank you, all of you.
This was the game. Like I talked about the Cards game yesterday. This is the over.
Yep.
How is this only 8.5?
Yep.
It's like, am I the sucker for taking this over?
No,
Molly's been good.
Yep.
This fucking guy has been good. Fuck him. I think he fucking can blow up. And he sucks.
Well, I want to point out, too, I'm heavier on the team totals for Atlanta than the money line. Like, I'm more on the first 5 team total over Braves.
Yeah, I get it. With Matthews.
Yeah. So,
I like the Braves, but I think the Twins could get the Molly as well. So, this was the over. Over alert. Over, Rover. Which we're here during football.
Yeah, I think at 8.5, I could definitely see it. Even if Atlanta does most of the scoring, I think Minnesota could chip in a little bit. Malley just continues to certainly pitch better than I expect, and he just continues to. So we'll see if he can have another good outing here. All right, A's and Royals. Basso and Lynch on the mound here. We've got Kansas City about -160 home favorites, 8.5, 9 the total across the board. So I'm at the point now with this A's team, and the bullpen is so bad right now that I'm mechanically betting them over every game until proven otherwise. That's how bad the bullpen is. They just give up runs late. Even if the starter is okay, they're just going to end up giving up runs. Basso is going to start. Lynch is going to come into the game after that. And actually Mason Black, it looks like, now is going to be the is going to be the primary here for Kansas City. Not someone I fully trust, that's for sure, when it's all said and done. And then on the other side, you're going to have Jack Perkins with his 7 ERA getting a little look after Basso leaves the game for the A's. So to me, this is over with and even if the starters are decent, you could get both of these bullpens, especially the A's bullpen, just giving you all kinds of late runs, just like they did last night. So for 8.5, 9, shop around. I'm on the over here. C-Mac, what do you think? A's Royals.
Yeah, pitching so bad. Even these teams get you over here.
Well, they did last night. 14 runs.
Well, this is weird. It opens 9.5. I think there's 8.5. Like you said, a few spots. Perkins is horrible. Like but the Royals can't be this price. I don't give a shit. They scored runs and got it done. The A's got some, but the A's can't be back more than the first 5. You either have to take their team total or only first 5. Like you mentioned, they're just a team, but they're not winning enough games. But the value, like a team like the Royals, they cannot. All the money's on them. I think be laying this fucking number. I don't give a fuck. This team sucks and they can't hit. So it's just, you got to deal with like Perkins on the fucking mound to back the A's. But I think there's value with them. Yeah. If you had to, A's first 5.
All right. Seattle, Milwaukee next up. We've got Bryce Miller. We've got Kyle Harrison. Milwaukee minus 170 home favorites. The total here 7.5 across the board. The Mariners finally win a series. Let's give them some credit going into Houston, and they found a way to take 2 or 3 against the Houston Astros. We'll see if they can build on that. I cannot back Bryce Miller on the road. It's that simple. I mean, the road numbers just continue to be bad. 5 runs, 8 hits in the Bronx. 5 runs, 6 hits in Texas. And you go on down the list, his ERA is almost 3 runs higher on the road than it is at home. I just can't back Bryce Miller on the road. That being said, here's the problem for me with Milwaukee. You're off 3 wins on out of 4 against the Dodgers. You played San Diego before that, so long swing West Coast. First game home, laying a big price. That's not a spot that's optimal, in my opinion.
Low total.
Yeah, and a low total. Maybe an under. This seems like one of those Connor Mack sweet spot under. If you can trust Miller, that is, to finally pitch somewhat decently on the road, which is the big problem. So it's just things are going back and forth, conflicting factors. So it's a no-bet game for me here. What do you think, C-Mac, Mariners, Brewers?
I think it would be. If you're going to mess with the total, it is the under. They've had the day off, which is a little bit better, of course, both these teams. You mentioned the Brewers after the West Coast trip, Padres and Dodgers, where they took 3 or 4. And they're the better team, but it just shows that this big price and the total 7.5, like you can't take this team run line. Not that you'd want to at home. No. This Brewers team, they win too many fucking 4-3 games. Shit like that. Right. So, Miller is a little bit we thought, you hit on his splits, his numbers. But yeah, I lean under here. I don't love it, but lean that way. First 5. What do you got? Flat 4s?
Yeah, it looks like it's we're getting looks like 4.5 here, I think, with the first 5.
Juice?
Yeah.
Yeah, minus 140.
First 5 under is 4.5 minus 140. 45. Yeah. Or you could go under 4 minus 110. There you go. So big difference as far as the juice is concerned there. All right, Battle of Chicago. What a game that. Last night I watched a large part of that White Sox Cubs game. Makes me wish they played more often, these two teams. The brawls in the crowd at Wrigley.
Fuck the Cubs.
I know. Jeez.
Fuck PCA.
Well, what the hell's going on?
I know.
I am not one. I should. I don't want to rip them too much because look, this team was a last place team last year, and they're leading their division. They're having a great season, big comeback, renaissance season for the White Sox. And you got to give Will Venable, the manager, some credit for that. But what the fuck are you doing in the 10th inning last night? How, with a first base open, are you pitching to Pete Crow Armstrong there in that 10th inning? How are you doing that with a first base open? The winning run is at second. The runner at first doesn't mean a damn thing. Why are you not putting Pete Crow Armstrong on at first base without he's killed lately? And sure enough, bam, they pitched to him. Game over last night in extra innings. Terrible.
Horrible moves. Yeah. The whole giving it up. They take the lead. Benintendi sneaks it over, in the basket, and then they fucking tie it. It's just
So, yeah, I'm Venable, give him credit for the season overall, and he's still, it's been a good season for him, but that was a horrible in-game moment. And these are the moments he's got to sharpen up because these are now big games now for the White Sox down the stretch. You can't be making those kind of managerial screw-ups late in the game. That is brutal to not put him on first base with first base empty when the winning run is at second base anyway, and the runner at first doesn't even matter. We don't give two shits about the runner at first. So put him on there and don't let him beat you. It's absolutely absurd he didn't do that. But anyway, on to game 2 tonight. We've got Hudson and Gausman. Cubs minus 170, home favorites, 9.5 the total in this game. Cashed an over last night with the White Sox and Cubs. I kind of think I think the Cubs could score runs because when you look at the White Sox, it's going to be Fetty coming in as the primary, 4.51 ERA. I don't trust him against this Cubs lineup, so this could be Cubs team total over 4.5. The question is, can the White Sox hit Gausman? Maybe they can because Gausman was not great in his last start. He can give up the home run ball. We'll see if he does that here to the likes of Murakami and Vargas here tonight. But he gave up 6 runs on 7 hits and only lasted 4.2 innings against Washington, Gausman, in his last start. So I think this could be another over tonight at Wrigley Field between these cross-town rivals, North Side versus South Side of Chicago. C-Mac, what do you think here, White Sox, Cubs?
Yeah, you missed the number. I mean, there's 9s if you want the 9 here. Because, the wind's blowing out around 10. I think there's going to be some long ball, especially with my guy Fetty on the mound, of course. Bush, 5 for 8 with 2 bombs. Happ has 1 off him. Some of these other guys, I think, if you want to look at props in this game, I just don't. The White Sox, man, I can't take him. I want to take him. I don't trust Fetty enough. He's been just, I guess he is what his numbers are. He's good enough, kind of. He's going out there, but yeah, I'm not. But I just love the rivalry. I thought the White Sox were live yesterday. That's why I love them so much. And they lost first 5 because I went full game in that game. And I was going to split. I'm like, I'm just going to go full game. And they lose it like in the 5th, but then they take the lead and then blow it. It was awful.
Frustrating, no doubt. No doubt it was. I mean,
if you like the over, get the 9.
Yeah, I had a small piece in the White Sox, very small. I had more on the over, so it was going to be a profitable game. But still, to lose the White Sox in that fashion, man, because of really just idiotic managing, really it was. I mean, that's just freaking grade 4 student could say, you know what, Pete Crow Armstrong maybe not pitch to him there in the 10th inning, but Will Venable.
Yeah, let the righty be. Yeah, why?
Yeah.
And he just shows a hanger right down. Fucking hang me, bang me, dude.
I knew the moment they pitched to him, it's like, watch him hit it out. Watch it.
Yeah.
Now that they made the decision to actually pitch to him and not put him on first base, and it cost him the game. All right, so he's got to sharpen up. Again, these are big moments, close games. You're in a division race and try down the stretch if you're the White Sox. So you got to get better at this kind of shit if you're Venable. All right, next up, we've got Washington and Texas. Jackson Kent and Cal Quantrill, the pitching matchup. Texas minus 150, home favorites. The total here sitting at around, looks like, where are we with the total here? 7.5, some 8s out there as far as the total in this one. Well, it's funny with Jackson Kent. For the first couple innings, he looked pretty good. Cubs eventually got to him a little bit. Now, I don't love the 5 walks that he had against the Cubs in his major league debut. We'll see if he can kind of iron that out here. But the bottom line is Quantrill has not pitched that bad. But the bottom line is that with him on the mound, Texas is just 1-3 in his last 4 starts. And now you're laying a price like this. It's Nats or nothing for me here. C-Mac, what do you think? Washington, Texas.
Yeah, I think there's some value with the Nats. This game's a pass. I don't know what we get from Kent. Stuff's all right, but you talked about he's had these control problems down in the minors.
Yep.
Quantrill will probably give you 4 or 5 innings. I think it's the Nats, like from value, that they're kind of live here. First 5, I don't mind it.
Angels and Astros, God help me with these two, well, especially the Angels that I kind of like an over, but I kind of like an over here in this game. We've got Klassen for the Angels, and we've got Javier for the Astros. Houston minus 160, home favorites, 9 the total. I did bet some over 9 here. I think Klassen's absolutely awful, and I don't give him any credit.
Damn.
Yeah,
awful?
He's pretty bad. I don't give him credit for the Texas game. Texas is bad right now. Texas is just not playing good baseball, and they're not playing good offensive baseball right now, Texas. So I don't want to go crazy with compliments for Klassen pitching well against Texas. He's going to face a little bit better lineup here tonight. Javier has not looked right, and this has been since he's been back in the rotation. He has not looked right. He's given up 7 runs in 11 innings. That's not great. The home run ball has been a big problem for Christian Javier. Now, I know this is the Angels lineup. Sometimes they don't hit, so that's the risk you run. But I think these two pitchers are questionable enough that in theory this should be an over. But again, you need the lineups to come through, and especially in the case of the Angels, they don't always come through. C-Mac, Angels, Astros.
Yeah, even if there's – I can do it. Not a 9.5. There's some 9s. No way. I'm going to take this over, even though it could easily get there with these two. I'll take the Angels here. It's like hold your nose, close your eyes, whatever. Say a prayer.
Yep, exactly.
I can't take fucking Houston. Not with Javier the way he's looked. Klassen, I think he's all right. Like, I don't know. He's not great. I'm not trying to say that, but I think the Angels have a little bit of value here. I wish this line was even bigger. I mean, it was a tad bit, but it's come down. Angels, little angel love. Yeah. Astros have kind of kicked their ass though. It seemed like this year so far, if I remember right.
Yeah. There's
a couple series that they've had.
Yeah. There's definitely been Astros have won 6 of the last 8.
That's why I can't take the Angels.
Yeah. So I'm going to take a shot with this over. Watch it end 5-3 and frustrate the fuck out of me. I can see it coming a mile away. It'll end 5-3 and it'll fall just short, just to piss me off. All right, last game. Dodgers. What's going on here? There's no real late game tonight. What's up with that? There's no 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific ball game tonight.
Yeah, we're
what's up with that?
Tuesday schedule.
Jeez, the schedule, man. How do you should set it up that there's no such thing as every West Coast team on the East Coast at the same time. There should always be a late game for the West Coast people. Like
at least Arizona or
Yeah, I mean, they come home, the baseball's done from work. I mean, it's ridiculous. But here we are. Dodgers and Rockies is the latest game start time tonight, 8:40 Eastern, 5:40 Pacific. We've got Lauer and Feltner on the mound. Dodgers minus 190, road favorites, 11.5 the total. Even for a championship team, even for a veteran team, sometimes the manager has to crack out the whip and kick some ass. And Dave Roberts did that after the Sunday loss against Milwaukee, saying, we're just not below average baseball. We suck right now. We're just not doing things right. We're bad defensively, all this stuff. Well, they responded last night. They beat the living shit out of the Rockies in the first game of this series. And yet there's Diaz coming in the 9th inning, even though the game was well out of reach, and he's still giving up runs in the 9th inning last night. Edwin Diaz. Oh, my goodness. So they've still got issues with him right now. Luckily, they were already up by a big margin when he went in there late last night. I kind of want to take the Rockies here, but it's Feltner. And I could see the Dodgers absolutely roasting Feltner, but I could see the Rockies hitting Lauer. I definitely a soft tossing lefty in this fucking ballpark. That's not a bet on profile, if you ask me. Not even a little bit. So I think it's the Rockies money line lean. I might just look more at Rockies team total though, over 4.5 tonight, because this could be 7-6 Dodgers. It could be, but I think the Rockies are going to score tonight. Lauer in a soft tossing lefty in a ballpark like this, I think he could struggle. I don't trust Feltner at all. 11.5's the total, but I ain't betting this under. Even at 11.5, it could only go over here tonight at Coors. C-Mac, how about you? Dodgers and Rockies.
Yeah, I think the Rockies can get to Lauer a little bit today. I mean, especially after a start where he just gave up 1 run. Now he goes to Coors. I mean, I don't love the Rockies lineup. It's all right, I guess. I'm looking at it right now. But, yeah, I think they could score some runs. Yeah, Feltner's just – Freddie Freeman hits him. Muncy's probably one of the hotter hitters for the Dodgers, I mean, lately. He had a huge home run yesterday. He's only 2 for 10, I think, off Feltner, but he profiles perfect righty. This is, like, right up his alley. And what about sorry Kyle Tucker? This punk gets benched at home, $60 million man, dropping fly balls.
Between his 0 for 50, it feels like it at this point. 0 for 50. I think it's actually close. I think it's 0 for 20 or something like that.
Oh, yeah, over. Down to 230.
Yeah.
He was just at 244.
Between that
10 days ago.
And the drop pop-ups and drop fly balls in the outfield.
Yeah,
I mean, is there anyone playing worse baseball, top to bottom, both sides of the ball right now in this sport than Kyle Tucker?
This guy looks like he's making a boatload of money. He looks just like sad out there, which is pathetic. And then they're saying, "Oh, we got to sit him at home because his home struggles." What the fuck? Like, what the fuck is that? Like, this guy's getting paid. Show up. Get in the fucking lineup.
Well, that's the thing. He's getting paid $260 million. They could pay us to do that same shit for the same production. They should pay us that. Yeah. We could give him 250 and drop balls in the outfield left and right like that.
Yeah, good old. It's probably one of the big. Of course, the money, the contract was crazy, but I don't know flops I've ever seen from a player that was. It wasn't worth that, but I mean, he had 30 home runs if he was healthy. But so I don't know. It's just what a move. Teoscar's getting old. This team is older.
Boy, did he ever hit the decline quickly, Teoscar? My goodness.
Yeah, I mean he's a 250. The pop hasn't really been there this year. Dodgers got problems. They have good young players, but they have all this money and these guys that are still here for now. Yep. The Dodgers.
And the problem for Dave Roberts is everyone's saying, "Well, Diaz, get him out of there. He can't be the closer." Well, who's your? He's
gone, right? Is he on the IL? Someone put that in here.
Do you go to Tanner Scott?
Oh, no, you got to move Suzuki. And then you got to do like last year by committee, I guess, right?
Yeah, probably, exactly. Depending on the situation, who you put in. Yeah, that might be what you have to do. But yeah, bullpen still got issues for the Dodgers. But the offense finally did have a big-time breakout last night.
Yeah, here you go. He's on the injury. I mean, his arm was fucked. Remember I said that? He just doesn't look right.
Right.
Like, he had the loose body, whatever they did earlier in the – I'm like, the way his ball just seemed to be down the fucking middle, and like every pitch is movement. It wasn't going down or it would just come back and fucking be – and he was getting crushed. So, yeah, he's on the IL. Good. It's horrible. Yeah, Tanner Scott blows for sure. For sure.
That's the problem. I suggested it as a plan B.
I mean, he's been a lot better this year from the horrible paying him and disaster last year. But, yeah, he's still not – he's not the guy. I don't think.
Not for a boatload of confidence, that's for sure. Not utmost confidence would I say he's the guy. That is for damn sure. But, big questions down the stretch for the Dodgers to sort out before the playoffs arrive. A shout-out to the chat. Art P., Joey Betts, Thomas Maggio, Maddie JC, Gerald Jones, Man Bear Pig, Nicholas Handy, Blessed Up, Pete. Good to see you there. JPZ, good to see JP. It's been a while since we've seen our guy at JP's. Great to see him. Great guy. Of course, we've seen him at the Pub Sports events in the past before. And good stuff. Gerald Jones as well. Shout out to everybody. Hit the like button. Yeah, Joey, I'm so sorry I was so rough on your hometown there, Tampa Bay. But I just got a kick out of it. Like they're doing cartwheels that they got 17,000 people to a game for a first place team. I'm like, to me, I don't know what's so exciting about that. 17,000 for a first place club should have a lot more than that. I know it's better than it's been. Like they've had trouble getting even 10,000 to Tropicana. I get it. So this is an improvement, but let's not act like that's phenomenal. 17,000 for an AL East leading club in August. Come on. You got to still do a little better than that. And I know the people have issues with the location and the ballpark and all that. You got to do a little better than that. That team is they're playing a great season this year, that team. They're playing some great baseball. You should have more than 17,000. That's all I'm saying. Should have still more.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, that's the issue. They do need that ballpark, that new one in the worst way. I think it will help. We're going to put it downtown. We'll get more people, better centralized location. It's going to be a better looking ballpark. So that will help. There's no question about it. All right, let's go wrap it up. Anything for home runs? Burleson and I think Pete Crow Armstrong too, who's been heating up for the Cubs. Those are some home run props for me. Let's wrap it up with best bet. C-Mac, we'll go right to that. What do you got for us for best bet?
Well, it's going to go to my first 3 under, but this Braves Twin, I got to stick with my over. I can't back out now. Braves Twins over 8.5. Over.
All right, there you go. Good stuff indeed. And my best bet here for this Tuesday MLB slate. Let me just see here. I'm going to keep it simple. St. Louis Cardinals -115. Been riding them a lot lately. Leahy's in good form. I think they bounce back strong here. Tough loss in the second game of the doubleheader, but they're better than the Reds. They're better offensively right now. I think right now it's an advantage for the Leahy and the Cardinals. Leahy's been pitching pretty good. So St. Louis -115 against Cincinnati for my best bet here for this Tuesday. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button on the way out. A reminder, tomorrow, members only, because it's Wednesday. Thursday, we will have a NFC season preview video for you. NFL, NFC season preview video. We will record that Thursday, and we'll have it posted Thursday night for members only here on the Hitting the Books channel. Friday, I will be doing a quick solo members only show because I'm leaving out of town Friday afternoon. So we'll do a quick show. I'll record one solo members only, and we'll get that posted. And then Connor and I will be back Monday next week. And by the way, Monday next week, note the start time. Next Monday, August the 24th, 1:00 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. It is our Week 0 college football show. Next Monday, it is here. I can't wait for it. Our first college football show of the season. Next Monday, August 24th, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Definitely looking forward to that. And we'll break down the Saturday slate, the first Saturday slate of the college football season.
Yep.
Great stuff. For Connor Mack, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Tuesday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we will be back tomorrow on Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, with a members-only edition of the Hitting the Books show. Until then, class dismissed.